Hello, this is an introduction to the viola note reading activity that I posted on our Google Drive. For the website, it's viola, that's VIOLA, .school.nz. There's no .com in this. This is a way to help you practice your note reading so you can go through your music faster. The first options it's going to give you is either D string or A string. And if we open our books to page 4 and 5, it gives us a good example so we can compare. So I noticed that this note is at the top of the staff. It's like sitting on top of it. So it doesn't really look like D string, but it does look like A. So I'm going to click A. This one's a bit lower. So when I compare it, it's on the 1, 2, 3rd space up, and 1, 2, 3 spaces up. So that's going to be D. So I'm going to practice just finding D and A string on here. Now it's going to add the rest of my open strings. This can get a little tricky, but you do have some reminders up here if you want some help for the letters. This one's D string. We already knew that one. Oh, this one's a bit lower, but it's not super low. This one's going to be G. So the bottom space is G. And all the way underneath everything else, that's C. You won't use that one very often. But for practice, that's A, C. I'm not very good at viola clef. I have to practice it. G, A, G. Now it's going to change to D and E. So if I turn my page, this page right here is going to be the biggest help. Page 6 and 7. This is D, E, F sharp, and G. And this is what's going to compare. So this one's on a space, this one's D, but you'll notice this one's on a line. And if I look here, it matches E, doesn't it? So that's going to be an E. E, D, E. Now it's adding F sharp. F sharp's over here, and I notice it's on the top space. That doesn't match the top space, so it's not F sharp yet. That's still an E. But that's an F. Look how it's on the top space. D. So it's going to go through these until you pass enough that it thinks you know it well enough, and then it will move on and will add G. And G is on the top line, okay? Now, we did have a G string. We are talking about 3rd finger on the D string, G. That's not on the top line. That doesn't match, so I'm going to make that an E. F. That's G. It's on the top line. So you will go through this, again, until it automatically changes. You don't have to do anything, because eventually it will change to finger numbers. There we go. So now these were D, E, F sharp, G. That's the order they're going to go in for your finger numbers, just like you see over here, okay? So top line, that's G, right? That was our G note. And G is played with 3 fingers on the D string. So I'm going to click 3. Okay? That's on not the top line, the second top line. That's an E. That's going to be 1 finger. D. That's on the top space. That's an F sharp, which is 2 fingers. And so I go through this until it tells me that I know them well enough to move on. Let's see how many I have to do. There it goes. And then it goes to A string. Same idea, but you're going to need to turn the pages to match your A string notes. But now that you've gotten the hang of it, it should be pretty easy. That should be enough. If you have any questions, make sure to message me on Class Dojo or Google Classroom. Good luck.